Mississauga, 1971, a baseball field. Deadly rivals meet. Lorne Park Public School against Tecumseh Public School. It's late in a close game, and Lorne Park is up to bat. Patrolling right field for Tecumseh is future four-time Olympian, world champion, number 13, Lauman. Lorne Park is up to bat, and the crowd is cheering. Lauman's alert. She's ready. She's saying something to herself over and over again. Maybe it's a motivational mantra. What is she saying to herself? What she's saying is, please don't hit it to me, please don't hit it to me, please don't hit it to me. I've never thought of myself as competitive. You think that's funny? It's only when I look back at 12 years of a competitive rowing career that I realize competition has been a constant in my life. I think that everybody's competitive in their own way. We experience it differently. We define it differently. Mostly, it's about our everyday lives. Some people hate competition. Maybe you hate competition. It paralyzes people. Then there are people who love competition, who get part of their identity by their competitiveness, who thrive on competition. Some people are almost psychopathic about it. You and I both know people like that. Well, I've seen people on Olympic rowing teams on either end of the scale. My sister Danielle was my role model. She was a wonderful rower. She rowed beautifully. In fact, to this day, I don't think I rowed technically as well as Danielle. When we think of rowing, we think of a powerful athlete heaving on the oar. Then just before the boat loses momentum, they heave on the oar again, and so the boat makes its way through the water. When my sister rowed, the boat's momentum was perfectly maintained. She almost seemed to fly on water. Rowers call this perfect connection between the athlete and the boat, making the boat sing, but I like to call it flying on water. But my sister Danielle hated competition. Her idea of victory and success was making the boat sing. And I remember being completely baffled in 1984 when Danielle informed me that she was considering dropping out of the 1984 Olympic trials. She said to me, "Silken, I love going fast, but I hate beating people." That's a little bit of a problem when you're an Olympic athlete. She was so serious about dropping out, she actually called my dad and asked for advice. Now, he was the wrong person to ask for advice because he's the most competitive person I know. My sister did race, and she did win. She beat somebody. She beat me. I was second. I was the fiercely competitive person in the family. I loved beating people. But we both got our wish because in 1984, my sister and I rowed the double at the Olympic Games. And we both got our wish. I got to beat people, and my sister didn't beat everybody. The Lauman sisters won the bronze medal. One of the things that I reflected upon when I was sitting in my boat in Atlanta was, how did I get to be so competitive? I remember that I always wanted to be good at something. Maybe all of you understand that. After all, I was the middle child. Any middle children here? Oh. My sister was the brain, and my brother was the budding artist. I didn't seem to be good at anything. In fact, I wasn't that athletic. Chances were, if that baseball did come my way, I would have dropped it. But at 12 years old, I started to plan for my moment of glory. Our family got a television, and I got to watch the 1976 Olympics on television. There was a gymnast from Romania, Nadia Comaneci, a young girl barely older than I was. She was poised, she was powerful, she was perfect. How many of you remember Nadia? Yeah, she's just amazing. We remember her too because her performance at that Olympic Games was the best performance ever in the history of Olympic gymnastics, the first ever perfect 10. After that, I was obsessed with Nadia. I wanted to read everything I could about her. I wanted to be the next Nadia Comaneci. There was one big problem. At 12 years old, I was already 5'10" and just over 100 pounds. And besides that, I didn't even bend at all the right places. But Nadia's passion, her commitment, her poise really left an impression on me. And it sparked something that has burned inside of me to this day. I joined a track team, the Mississauga track and field team, and I became an 800-meter runner. And I wasn't bad. At 1 year, I was ranked 3rd in the province in my age group, but repeated injuries made me give up my dream of becoming an Olympic track star. Meanwhile, my sister, the brain, had decided that she wanted to go canoeing in Algonquin Park. So naturally, she made arrangements to join the Dawn Rowing Club. When she got there, she realized that they didn't have any canoes at the Dawn Rowing Club, but she joined anyway. And when she came home that summer, she told us that she had joined the rowing club. And as the summer continued, she became more and more obsessed with rowing. And she started to pester me to come along and to try out rowing. Well, even if I was interested in rowing, which I wasn't, you don't do what your big sister tells you to do you? But finally, just to stop her nagging, I said, okay, I'm going to go down to the club just once. It was May 11th, 1982. My sister had somehow arranged that I would be able to try out one of the club's racing shells. How many of you have seen a rowing shell up close?